Yeah,
Um, so
that's
I
good.
don't know that anybody else is joining us. If someone does, then they can just hop on in. But I know everyone's time is super precious.
I
So,
have to
gosh,
leave
Maureen's
too,
parked
about
in
10
her
after
car on the
5.
side of the road.
Mm.
Jeanette has meetings to go to. Nancy probably just
Actually,
got
that
home
meeting
from a
was
bunch.
last night,
Yeah.
but I thought it was tonight, but I do have a PT at 5:15, so
Oh,
I'll
good
have
for
to
you.
leave
Okay.
at about 10 after, at
Okay,
5
good.
after.
Well,
And
good thing is you're very close to the hospital, right?
Yeah, I'm just 5 minutes to,
Yeah.
but the longest time is just walking down the hallway
uh,
No
once you
kidding.
get there.
once you
Yeah.
get there.
That's so funny. Um, okay, guys. So I know Maureen actually had a chance to watch our first program, if you will, which was very fun and enlightening. And I do apologize. It's been probably 2 months since we did that. So that's why I scheduled now one every week until we get through each of
Mm,
these modules, whether you're following them online or not. That's totally up to you because I'm kind of just talking through everything that you could read on your own anyways. Um, so the way I wanted just to start this one for the second module is to give you one fact that I found astounding, and that's that over 80% of women over 50 actually feel invisible in our world, in our society. And I truly believe that this is the time of our lives, and this is when we have the most power to create change, to transform, and to live our lives and not apologize for anything. I mean, my God, we deserve that, right? After all these years of wisdom and knowledge and
Wait, I'm getting
just
a call from my brother who never calls. So let me just put you
sure.
guys.
Um, yeah, and just
mm.
being able to take that wisdom and shine instead of hide. And I think that was one of the big reasons I started this program because my best girlfriends from New York City, we literally were Sex in the City. If that show wasn't written about us, I don't know. But and now knowing that one of my best friends like just says she wants to put her head in the sand and
Hmm.
disappear and she's not social anymore. I just find that to be sad mostly. So that's why I'm speaking out and trying to create change for those who are feeling that way. And it's easy to kind of slide into that hole, I suppose. You're just not feeling so good about yourself. You're not always having a good day, right, Maureen?
Yeah.
And you're just like, I just want to close the door and shut the blinds and do nothing. But I'm here to say we need to and we deserve to radiate and shine every single day.
I
So,
think I agree with you, but I'd like to talk about the impediments to that
yes.
because what I'm finding is, and I don't have any, when I'm social, it does make me feel when I get together with all you guys
Mhm.
or when we do something, when Rob and I do something as a couple, it does make me feel more vital and alive and connected again. And I think community is, and especially girlfriends are, it's like some of the God's greatest treasures, to us, and especially
Absolutely.
as we grow older. But I think the big issue that I know, Maureen and I have talked about this a lot, and I've talked about that we all have these physical issues and getting over, facing our aging with grace because of physical changes, I
Yeah.
think is the hardest. I mean, that's what I'm finding to be the hardest.
Mhm.
Just one thing after another that is just inevitable.
Well, and I know the physical things take a lot of time and patience. Uh,
Yeah, not my
and
best suit.
yes, but so there's things we need to do to kind of counter that. And I think one thing is strong affirmations, like repeating to yourself really some important things that make you feel better or boost your mentality. Like, I used to have this one. In fact, I used to print it on the inside of all of my shelves. This goes back to Cemetery Lane, and for some reason I didn't do that when we moved here. But I used to say multiple times a day, every day in every day in every way, I'm happy and healthy. And you just have to remind yourself, even though you're having setbacks physically, there's a lot of good things, I'm sure, that are happening. And studies also show that affirmations such as this can truly reduce stress that you're feeling. It can increase confidence, and it actually reprograms your brain. So
Yeah.
That's
physically,
awesome.
you might not feel 100%, but mentally, my gosh, we have to, that's where we need to make changes that we can affect. There might be things going on in our body, but our brains,
Right.
we can work on that. And surrounding ourselves with positivity like this with friends, um, that's another step in the right direction. So that's
Yeah.
something that
That's
you
true.
need to kind of focus on. And if you have to write it down, create an affirmation and say it every day, more than once a day.
Every day in every way.
I'm
I'm healthy.
happy and healthy.
I'm healthy, wealthy, and strong.
Yes, that's a good one.
I need the wealthy.
You got to manifest things sometimes, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, this is all linked to better mental health, and it can lower our anxiety that we're feeling, and especially women our age. We have to celebrate all the little things to outshine some of the bad that we're experiencing. That's the only way it's going to work well for us.
Exactly. Well, listening to you is always so impactful and helpful and wonderful. But I bought myself a Christmas present, and
Yes.
it's Raise Your Vibration Oracle. And it's kind of cool. I really haven't had time to delve into it, but I need to keep it on my desk. Is about this big, but um, I should keep it on there because you're supposed to pick a card every day. It's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. It's by this Kylie Gray. So I'll let you know how it goes. But Raise Your Vibration Oracle. It's all what you're saying right now, Lori. It's all about that. It's raising the awareness, helping you with the positivity and the, like belief in you and what you can do. That's
That sounds
basically
like
what it is.
that
It's kind of
sounds
fun.
like something you should read a page every day.
Oh yeah, no, you're supposed to pick a card
Okay, good. I
and
like
then
it.
it explains. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's just kind of fun. It's like um this was, it's all these cards.
Oh yeah, I've seen something like
That,
that.
yeah, but it's so funny because I'm thinking I'm never going to retire, which is fine. I love my job. I just work a lot. But the card I picked the other day, it's called Abundance is a State of Mind.
Oh yes.
And it's not, it's not like it doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't, whatever. Keep going, Laura. You're doing a great job.
I love it. I love it. I think what I would do if I were you, and if I had those cards, I'd pull one out in the morning and I'd take it with me the rest of the day in the car, in your
Yep.
purse.
And they explain what it means, and it's all really super positive and encouraging, and it's awesome. So yes, it's on my desk now because I forgot to open it this morning.
I love it. I'm going to ask you about that again tomorrow morning if we see you at
Okay.
the
I was
meeting.
thinking of bringing it tomorrow.
I
We could
think
eat
that's a great idea. Even
That'd be
better.
fun.
We'll
Okay.
all draw a card.
Yes, exactly. And then maybe one of us will draw the Queen of Hearts.
Oh my, one of us surely
Yeah.
deserves to do that.
So Maureen, do you know about the Queen of Hearts?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, we'll explain it to Jeanette will explain it to you later, but it's a card, it's like a raffle that we have every day. And the person
Really?
that picks the Queen of Hearts out of a deck, and it's been going on for what, 2 months? two and a
Yeah,
half months.
at
Nobody
least.
splits it. And the cards are almost down to like five. And the Queen of Hearts has, and you get the pot. You get half of the pot that was put in for the
So
raffle.
you
Oh,
buy a raffle ticket for $2
Yeah.
each
It's
Thursday,
supposed to be
and so
ten
you're
dollars
entered
tomorrow.
into, and
oh,
then
that's right.
somebody is
Yeah.
drawn out to draw the card every week.
So
But
Jeanette,
nobody's won the pot.
I know, it's $10
Hmm.
tomorrow,
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll tell Bill.
babe. But anyhow, we're off course. That's my fault. I apologize, but I will bring this.
No, no, I love that. Thank you for sharing.
You're
Um,
welcome.
so I think the one thing that's on us is educating ourselves about this aging process and what does that mean and what, because no one
Yeah.
really, there's no guidebook. No one told me that my feet were going to change drastically. And sure, that's from stomping around New York City in stilettos for 20 years. So it's my fault, but perhaps if there were a guidebook about this thing that I could have read a while ago, I might
But
not
you
be.
wouldn't have believed it when you were young and,
My
and
mother told me that. I remember in
care,
8th grade. I
it
don't
wouldn't
remember
have made any
what shoes
difference.
I was trying to wear, but she said, if you wear those, you're not going to ever be able to, just watch
Yeah,
it
yeah.
because you're gonna lose the ability to wear those in the future or whatever. So whatever she said, something like that.
Well,
I didn't
learning
believe her.
about the aging process is something that we need to continue to educate ourselves about because it's obviously a natural part of life. So the more we know, the more tools we'll have in our toolkit to deal with things. And um, how do we learn about that? I think awareness. I think these conversations are great. Um, reading, and hopefully a
Not
little luck.
listening to, not letting ourselves be um, negatively impacted by uh, the norms, or norms aren't even the right way to say it, but
Trends.
society's
Yep, and I'm going to get into that too.
impressions.
We have
Okay.
to focus on what we love about ourselves
Yeah.
and not all the negativity or things that we're experiencing that aren't quite so perfect. That's self-appreciation. That's what that is. And that's something that takes a little bit of learning and nurturing because as you just said about, I think you're talking about maybe stereotypes and like social
Stereotypes.
norms.
Hmm.
That's where I perfection is an illusion. It's like it's not real. It's not realistic. We have to embrace our imperfections because what we're seeing that is so perfect and what we're supposed to look like is honestly not ideal. We are all unique and we're all beautiful in our own way. And those societal standards, um, we just have to be smart enough to care about ourselves
I'm
and
not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about just just watching something. I don't know, something was on one of the news shows this afternoon, I think, that said this guy was being interviewed and said, and he looked like he was like, maybe 30. And he was talking about somebody, I think it was about one of the hostages that was 50. And he said, yeah, there's this elderly man. He is 53 or something like that. I don't remember.
oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
called him elderly. I
Wow.
went, and that just perked my ears up. And I thought, okay, that's pretty weird.
That wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
Well, to them, we are elderly, and even 50
So
is
yeah,
elderly.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, to our kids we are for sure.
so there's some tips that I can give to us that for our mindset because really we may have some health issues and things that we're experiencing, but a lot of it starts up here. And we have to adopt a mindset that can lead to greater fulfillment. And that can start very simply with being very mindful about the choices we're making when it comes to our health. What are we eating? What are we doing? Are we exercising? Are we taking quiet time for meditation? That's my major downfall because I not very good at sitting still or being quiet. And I've even paid money for apps that remind me twice a day, and I still don't do it. So that probably should be my resolution for the new year, and I'm just having a hard time with that. Um, Regular exercise, balanced diet, that's easy for me. It's not easy though for everyone. And you guys, if you ever have any questions, if I can help you on that front, one-on-one, I'm more than happy to. I do have a nutrition certification, and obviously I spend most of my day in the gym, and this time of year, fortunately, on the mountain as well. But we have to keep our mind vibrant, and that involves uh, really lifelong learning. What is something that you like to do, or maybe that you put away for maybe the last 10, 20 years? I just have a friend of mine here in Aspen who I learned played the guitar for 30 years, stopped playing for the last 20, and is finally going to pick it up again. She's also decided she's going to learn Latin. And I'm like, okay, that's someone who doesn't want to hide or shy away. This is someone who is going to stay active mentally and be engaged and continue to learn. And I think that's great. What is one thing maybe that I know for me, I'm learning Italian, and um, I don't have enough hours in a day to do as much as I would like to as far as my learning process. But like for you guys, Maureen, is there something maybe that you've put aside for many years and want to pick up again, or something totally new that you're like, gosh, I wish I could learn how to do that?
Well, I like what you're saying because I'm an advocate of being a lifelong learner. I love volunteering at Ideas Fest.
Mm.
I'm in three book clubs, so I'm an avid reader. And I guess I'm a closet writer. Usually every year I'll take a writing course through Gotham, the University of New York City. Each year is different, whether it's creative or travel or nonfiction and right now I'm overwhelmed by this stress is just making me, I can't even finish a book, and I have to kind of manage that. But I do feel like I feel good about when this wasn't happening. I felt good about the books I was reading and the book clubs I was in and the discussion questions, and I love writing. It's just my own little thing. I haven't. One time I think I published something 20 years ago, a funny story about how I met this guy and a magazine, but I've never done it since. So maybe when I settle down again, I can get that flow going.
Sure,
I don't know. That's what comes to mind.
sure. Nancy, what about you? What have you put aside because of your busy life?
Everything.
Uh,
It's true. Now I would love to read more. I'd love to volunteer. I would love to have a little bit, get up on the mountain. And right now it's too cold. I'm not going to go up. A couple of runs because I'm not in that great of shape anyhow. But I think that, the runs I would take, I would just cruise and then get back into it slowly. But were you up today, Lori? And no?
Honestly, yes, I did. I went up at 8:45 because I literally had 45 minutes to get my butt up there and down before I had to head to the club to teach a class.
Got it.
So I didn't mind being up and down so fast because it was cold, but if I was
That's
dressed
gonna get
properly, and it
cold.
was absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so happy I pushed myself because I could have easily not gone up at all today. And just that one run, I was like super happy.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Great.
So, it's just I need to try to manage my life better instead of sitting in front of the computer. And it's just today I've been sitting here since 7, but it's insane how much it's as though I'm on deadline and I'm not, but I'm just never ending. So I've
Plowing
just
through.
learned how to unplug for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that. Maybe schedule half an hour to just read because I enjoy it. And I just read, although I've got a new book that I ordered because I've heard amazing things about it. So I'm trying to do things and I hope to start reading this. It's called The Let Them Theory by Mel
I
Robbins.
read it.
You
It's
did?
fantastic.
Is it? I
I'm
think
a
I
huge follower of Mel Robbins. She is
those
such a down to earth lifestyle expert. That's a great book.
good. I think I really, really need it. I need some self-help with
Oh,
not giving
good.
to everybody else. Because even yeah, I'm always helping everybody else, and I need to start helping myself. So, as you
Mhm.
see, I'm trying. I mean, this is the first time I've got the book and I've got this.
Yay.
Good for
Great.
you.
That's a huge
Yeah.
improvement because
You
I'm
have all
aware.
the props. You have the props. Now
Yeah.
I'm
you might
aware.
have to just schedule it into your you set it you have to set an alarm on your phone. Like middle of the day, whatever. Set an alarm and say, "Oh, I'm supposed to stop and read a few pages of my
Mhm.
book."
Exactly. I can
And
try.
Nancy, I
But
also, it's not unusual for me to go skiing for an hour. I
I
don't
know, but
do
the thing
all
is,
day,
I'm down
you know.
valley, and for me to put the stuff in the car, to drive to the
Yeah,
mountain, find a place to park. I know, our friend Naoma
kayak.
has a spot right at, she's got her skis and her clothes right at the mountain. So she rushes over and then she'll take one or two
Yeah.
runs and then she gets changed and walks over to work. And that, I think I would make time to do that. But for me to go
Yeah,
Mhm.
parking and yeah,
yeah. The parking is hard. That's why I do tie hacks sometimes. It's just easy,
yeah,
drive up, do
yeah.
it. But I get it. Yeah.
Well, we do have
There's a
skiing
process
after
for me. Huh?
we have skiing after Rotary tomorrow. If you are coming up and you did bring your things,
No,
no.
not, no, I've got a bunch of meetings afterwards.
Yeah.
So, but
Okay, Jeanette, what about you? What you've
yeah,
had a lot of things to deal with in the last year. Is there something you've
Yeah.
put aside that you really want to do or learn or take time
Well,
for
a
yourself?
couple things come to mind. One I've started, one I haven't. Um, I've played flute for decades, and I stopped. The last time I played was for a musical about 3 years ago, and I'd like to pick it up again because it's such a stress reliever. I did start playing piano again after um, what was it that, oh, after my stroke,
do you have a
year
piano
and a
at
half.
home?
Really?
Do you
Yeah,
have
we
a
have a
piano at
piano.
home? Well, yeah,
Hmm.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and we've had a piano all over our life. So that's been fun. And
That's
I did
great.
that partially to get my brain going again, make sure that I was, you know,
Great.
active for the stroke. And I mean, I didn't really have any, real any obvious side effects, but I know that, my brain was affected, so I might as well, work on it. So that's one thing I did, and another thing I want to do. The other thing that I started doing is I'm writing a screenplay.
Ah,
And I joined an organization called Stage 32, which is made up of directors and writers and producers and, anybody in the film industry. And there's all kinds of seminars. And so for the last 3 months, I've been taking a screenwriting class, a webinar once a week called, um, I think this one was, I can't remember the exact title, but anyway, it was writing your summary, learning how to write your summary. It's basically like a pitch for directors. And I already have a book that I've been wanting to turn into either a documentary or a feature film of a friend of mine, I mean, a person I knew years ago from World War II. And so that's been really enjoyable. And next Tuesday is my last consultation, and I've written my summary, and so I'll be going. It was with two other people, but now we do one-on-ones at the very end. So,
that's
anyways, that's been really
spectacular.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's really great. It sounds like in some way we're all setting goals to achieve something, and those goals we're aligning with our passions, reading, writing, um,
Yeah.
that's how it's going to work for us. As long as they align with something we're super excited about, and then celebrate all these little milestones along the way. Is she coming back in? There she is.
Yeah.
Um, and that's one thing you have to remember to do. Like you might go through a whole day, Nancy, and be like, oh my God, I've sat at this desk at 7 a.m. But you have to recognize what you've accomplished,
Yeah.
whether you liked it or not, and
Right, right,
and celebrate that. Be like, oh my God, I can't believe I finally got that finished. Or
right.
Jen, I'm finally at the last week of my screenwriting
Yeah,
process. Like celebrate the all the weeks beforehand and give yourself a pat on the back
Yeah.
yeah,
because we
that's
deserve
true.
it. Um, and sometimes that's hard to do. I'm not saying that's easy, but if you it will put a smile on your face if you think of one or two things each day that you accomplished that you might not have had enough gratitude for. But I think that's what we need to do. Um, okay, let's see. One of the things I think we haven't talked enough about is our self-image, more so our body image. And
Mm.
we kind of alluded to that a little earlier about what people think we're supposed to look like, or I don't really care what people think we're supposed to look like. It's all about self-acceptance and loving yourself as you are. But that takes being nice to yourself and speaking kindly to yourself, not always putting yourself down like, oh my gosh, I look horrible in this sweater, or oh my gosh, I don't know how to do my makeup anymore. Again, it's back to finding things that you can celebrate and recognize that are actually going really well and that you're achieving. Um, and it's those unrealistic standards that are out there that we need to challenge and define our own beauty because we're all unique and individual, and um, we need to focus on what our bodies are capable of, not all of the flaws that we might see. Um, and that's really important. And again, it goes back to prioritizing all of the activities that bring us joy, especially activities that get you moving, indoor, outdoor, in the gym, but enough, but enough to brings you joy and relaxed. Um, Relaxation may come with meditation. I'm working on that. Nobody's perfect, but at least together we can, try to make some changes. And then it's embracing those changes because change is inevitable, right? And we have to choose to grow with it, um, not always escape it. I have another girlfriend who despises change, and I think that's not a healthy way to live because with change is growth. And if you're flexible enough to accept those changes, because it's very rare that life goes exactly as planned, um, then you can really learn a lot from changes. We can go back a long way and think of all the times that we learned when something didn't exactly go our way.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm finding, Lori, is an appreciation of just everything around me right now because I think of those in LA that have lost everything.
Oh, yes.
And, like I can see the bathroom from here, but I'm looking at the pretty flowers I have in the bathroom. And it's like, my God, I'm appreciating, I always have, but there's even more appreciation right now. And I've got to feel that way about myself
Yep.
as well. Like I've just got to appreciate that, I don't live in Cleveland, Ohio anymore. And I don't look like my younger brother's wife, who is much younger. And I think I look much younger than her. I think all four of us look pretty friggin' amazing for our ages. And we just have to remind ourselves, which is, I think, what you're getting at. We've got to have the appreciation of who we are and where we are in this space right now. And if not, then we've got to try to change it, which we can do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I think we're all smart enough. But I feel sorry for the people that are in a rut that they don't even realize they're in a rut, or they don't even realize that they are dressing 20 years older than they are, or acting 20 years older. And you're right, the mindset. My sister, you know, is a grandmother. And she's like, yeah, I'm an old lady. Why would you say that? You're not like,
Exactly.
Mm.
but she is an old lady. She's younger than me, but she is an old lady. And it's the way she carries herself and the way she acts. None of us, well, I mean, you're really young, Lori, but I mean, the rest of us are about the same age, and
Mhm.
we do not act old, and we are not old, and we have a sense of style and a sense of who we
Mhm.
are, but we have a lot to work on. We still can do a lot, you know what I mean? But we're so blessed with who
Right.
we
And I think also this is all kind of evolving into a mental health discussion because we really have to check in with our mental health and be aware because it matters mentally where we are. Um, because yeah, that can facilitate a lot of bad things. And we need to know how to seek help when we need it, whether it's with a friend or a professional. A supportive network like this is great. Um, but yeah, mentally, we need to be strong and happy and healthy every day in every way. I'm happy and healthy and wealthy. Um, so we just have to keep nurturing our mind and our bodies and have a voice when something's not going quite right. Gosh, we've earned the right over the last 50, 60, 70 years to speak up and, you know,
Yeah.
be a voice for what you think needs to change, or maybe it's a voice to help somebody that you recognize needs a hand.
Mhm.
But that was really all that I wanted to sort of go over today. Um, just some cues. It's like working with my clients at the gym. I'm constantly cueing them to do the right thing or to do whatever they're doing a little better. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'm
In a
doing
fun way too. You make it fun too.
that. So hopefully I can do that with you guys as well without taking a lot of time. Um, but I would like to do this again next week if you can join us. If not, I'll post the video in the email. So
So are
um,
you thinking that every Wednesday at 4:30 for a
yeah,
while?
until like middle of February, till we sort of get through all the topics that I wanted to talk about, and
Okay.
then maybe you guys will be able to provide some critique or some thoughts, or if there's once we get through this, there's anything we really missed um, that should
And
be added.
are the modules on the first uh email that you sent way back when?
Yes, and you know what? I can go back and re-enroll you so you don't have to go back and search for it.
Okay, that'd be great because I would love to go through all of them.
I
Yeah.
think the link was in your email, Lori.
Uh,
I,
yes,
I saw I saw the link in your email, your
Oh,
last email, or it's at
oh, it
the
was?
somewhere
Okay.
in what you sent us. I know it was. So
I
take a
can
look.
I can send it again just so everyone has it. And it's just something to do on your own time. And actually there is a workbook
Oh, okay.
on each module,
Okay.
which is nice, easy to download and make notes as we go. So perhaps if we're actually doing module 3 next week, when you see the email when I re-enroll you, um, maybe take a look at that playbook,
Yeah, okay.
download it so you can write notes for our get together. It's up to
Okay.
you.
Yeah, good.
Okay,
Well,
ladies.
All right. Well,
thank you,
thank
Lori.
you.
You have been on my list. You're
Thank you.
right here that I need to spend more time with what you've sent us.
Well, thank you for including me in your day. And I will see
Thank you
two of
for
you
including us.
tomorrow. Maureen, are you coming tomorrow morning?
I'm not tomorrow, but soon.
Okay.
Good luck
Okay.
with the move, Maureen. You'll get through it. It will
Thank
be
you.
awesome. Then you can
Yeah.
Thank
relax and
you.
not have to drive as much and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just,
Thank you. Okay.
have a
My
little
call's coming
spirit.
in. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good workout, Jeanette.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
See you
you.
tomorrow.
See you
See you
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
It's
You
always
Okay.
bet.
super helpful. Good
Bye.
job. Thank you. Bye, Lori.
Bye-bye.